everyone, hope you're doing amazing today. We're doing really well, thank you. My name is Carolina Fonseca Jimenez. I focus on doing children's books that promote love, unity, and peace. And as you know, we also interpret dreams. The reason that we do that is because when we interpret our dreams, we connect with our subconscious, and when we share them, we connect with one another on a more profound level. So guys, in this video, I'm going to answer some of your questions about the coronavirus. So many of you have been saying that you're getting some really weird and scary dreams about the coronavirus, and then others of you are asking how to look at the situation with more loving eyes and with more accepting eyes. So that's what I want to talk about today, everyone, because, you know, when I first heard about the coronavirus, it freaked me out and it scared me. But I quickly realized that I needed to move myself into more loving energy. And I started questioning, I'm like, what can I learn from this situation? So in this video, I'm just going to offer you a different perspective on the whole situation. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with it. So like many of you, whenever I first heard about it, I was kind of scared. I was a little bit insecure because I didn't know what this was going to look like or what it meant for me and my loved ones. But then I started looking at the bigger picture, and I'm like, why is this happening? Like, why is this really happening to us, right? I'm like, why would we all of a sudden get sick? And why would we all of a sudden be, getting everybody contagious? Like, why is this even happening? So when I started to just chill and meditate on that, the feeling that came to me was, it's just simply a reflection. It's a reflection of how we've been treating one another, okay? So I started asking myself, I'm like, as a human race, are we unconditionally loving of one another? As a human race, are we taking care of one another? Are we welcoming one another into our homes? Are we genuinely helping one another, not just for financial interest? You know, I started questioning those things, and I'm like, you know what, we could be doing a better job at a lot of these things. And I simply think that this whole coronavirus situation is just a moment for us to wake up and to see that, you know, we haven't been treating each other in the best way possible. We haven't been a very loving nation. We haven't been a very loving world to one another. We're constantly always trying to, you know, outwin each other, have a better economy than the other. We're always like trying to be one step ahead of each other, right? So to me, it's kind of like, well, it's only a matter of time that all of this kind of energy manifests itself into a physical format, right? So that's kind of the way that I started looking at the coronavirus. And then I started thinking even deeper. I'm like, wow, what does this mean for me though? Because I can say, hey, this is what it means for us as a race, but as a human race, but what does it mean for me personally? And that's where it got really interesting, guys, because what I'm really feeling with this is that this coronavirus, it's really an opportunity for us all to heal, okay? It's an opportunity for healing, not just as mass human race, but as individuals too, because when I'm really thinking about it, I see that they're saying, you know, close the schools, you know, stay in your houses, just, you know, be there, quarantine if you need, whatever. You know, basically they're saying, you know, social distance yourself and all of that. And that's all fine and dandy. But then I'm like, well, why is this a good thing? How can this be a good thing? And guys, it really is a good thing. And let me explain this. Okay, I really think that it's time for us to just heal as individuals too. So by us being at home, by me being here at home, I have to take care of myself. I have to make sure that I'm healthy physically, emotionally, spiritually. I have to make sure that I'm completely in line with myself, right? In order for me to be able to help those around me. So if I take care of myself and then I share this energy and help those around me in my immediate family, and let's say that my household is good, our household is healthy, our household is united, okay? If I can do that here in my home, in my own backyard, and if every other house can do that, that is how we start changing this. That is how we start creating more loving energy, more healing energy for the world. Because I really think that everything happens for a reason, okay? And it's so easy to just say everything happens for a reason, but I truly, at the core of me, believe this. There's always a very good reason that things happen. And a lot of the time it's something that's leading us to growth, leading us to change, right? But change and growth can be often scary, okay? That's a lot of what we're feeling right now. We're feeling a lot of insecurity with this because we don't really know how to take it. But guys, really, this is such an important time for all of us because it literally gives us an opportunity to help ourselves, to help our families, and to be able to be healthy in so many ways, on so many levels, and to share that with other people. This is a moment in our lives when we can decide to take the victim role and say, oh, everybody's against me, I'm gonna get sick, oh, this, and that. I can do that, or I can instead take the more powerful and loving path and say, you know what, I'm a creator. I'm a powerful person. I was put on this earth to help. I was put on this earth to be a piece of the puzzle, right? So I am going to operate with loving energy, and I'm going to share that with the world so that way we can uplift our energy. And I really think that this is a great opportunity for all of us. So whenever you hear about the coronavirus and you hear about people getting sick with it, that doesn't take the sadness away, right? It's sad that people are getting sick. It is sad that people are passing away, but there's always something to learn in it. And something that I'm learning now with this is like, it doesn't matter what you have in this world materially. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how your finances are. None of that matters, because guess what? You can still get the coronavirus and you can still get very sick. And this really, to me, was just kind of like a wake-up call saying, it doesn't matter what you have in this world, okay? If you are not spiritually healthy, and if you're not emotionally healthy and physically healthy, and you're not with your loved ones, like, what is really important? You know, I really think that this whole situation is a wake-up call to all of us, because right now, guess what? We're not really worried about how much money we have at this point. A lot of us are just really concerned about our health. We just want to make sure that we're healthy. We want to make sure that our loved ones are healthy. Okay, that is what we want. We're getting to the core of what it means to be a human being. We want to be loving, and we want to connect with one another, and we want to make sure that our family is protected and safe. That is literally all that we wanted. It's just so amazing to be able to see this, you know, to be able to live through these kinds of times. And then another thing that I'm seeing is, you know, whenever you hear that the stock market's going down and the finances aren't doing well, the economy is doing terrible, all that stuff, they said it was like doing as bad as it was in like 1984 or something. It's at the lowest point since 1984. That's what they said. And you know what? That's fine. I mean, it is what it is, because sometimes it takes things like this. It takes really dramatic situations for us to wake up and start questioning, how are we operating our lives as human beings? How are we treating our neighbors? How are we being as spiritual beings, right? How are we really operating our lives? So there is always something good to see in these situations, and it's a moment for us to take some personal responsibility and work on that. Instead of operating out of fearful energy, move into loving energy to help ourselves and to help other people around us. That is the only way we're going to get out of this. And then, you know, another thing that I've been learning is with the school shutdowns and all of these things that are being shut down, it's almost like it's forcing us to reconnect with ourselves. It is literally forcing us to stay at home and to take care of ourselves and to take care of our families. It's like we have to get our house in order. That's literally the message I'm getting. It's like, get your house in order and then you can help other people. Get your house in order, and then when you're there, other people can do the same thing. We have a responsibility this time. Like, this is what I'm really seeing. So yes, guys, the whole coronavirus thing can be kind of scary at first, but let's be empowered, right? Let's take some power back and let's ask ourselves, what can I learn from this situation? What can I personally learn, and what can I personally do? Okay, what can I personally do within the realm of my control? What is there for me to do? How can I feel empowered? All right, because I really feel that this is one of those important times in history when we can make a change, when we can make the decision to be more loving people, more loving individuals. And you know what? Something that's been happening that's kind of cool, you know, when they're saying that people should stay home and all of that, you know, there's a lot of fear that there isn't enough money to, you know, cover your costs or whatever. But what's really cool is that you're seeing some of these companies, like the water companies, saying, you know what, even if you can't pay, we'll still give you water, which is wonderful, because that's the way it should be anyway. Like, we should be able to have access to clean water, right? So honestly, it's just, it's making people step up to the plate, and you're really starting to see like people that genuinely want to help. There are other people out there that are giving so much money for these coronavirus kits because they want us to be healthy and they want the world to continue. They want us to get the help that we need. So it's really an amazing time to see the people that step up to the plate, the ones that are able to financially, and give that extra help, right? And for us here at home, if we don't have all the finances or whatever, that's fine. But we are all helping one another out. I've seen my neighbors here that are even more friendly than usual, and it's like we're all wanting to help one another. We want to make sure that we're all taken care of, because we are literally in this together. Okay, we are literally in this together. And I just find that so amazing, because even though, you know, we're going through all of this, this is causing some serious unity, okay? And that's what it needs to do. It's time for us to wake up and realize we are literally all the same. We are all the same in the most wonderful and beautiful way possible, okay? We are all united. And I think that if it takes something like the coronavirus for us to wake up and realize it, then I mean, so be it, you know, so be it, because I want to see a more loving world and I want to see a more peaceful world. And if that means that, you know, this happens to wake us up as a human race, then I accept it with loving energy. right? I accept it with loving energy, and I give what I can when I can. And I don't know, I just think that we can always learn from this. I think that there's always something to learn. That is another reason why we're here. We're here to learn from one another. And I just want you to know that even though you're hearing all this stuff on the news that may freak you out and may cause you fear, remember that you have the power. At the end of the day, you have the power to live your life in fear or to live your life in empowerment and love. Okay, you have to make that choice, and you have to make it every single day. And guys, I'm telling you, it's not always easy, but I have to pick loving energy, okay? I have to pick loving energy because I want to see that in the world, and I know that if I want to see it in the world, I first have to be it. So I will continue to work on that personally, and I invite you to join me to move yourself into more loving and peaceful energy, so that way we can see that in the world and we can create that as our reality. So guys, I send you a huge hug. I send you nothing but love, unity, and peace. I send you healing energy, and we will be in contact. Okay, bye everybody.